Yeah, it certainly is, and now they all line up ready for the final time here tonight at Road Atlanta. Never a better occasion than to race here in the United States. And here for the first time in final equation, it is pedal to the metal, and it is go, 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 go. And look at this from Jamie Fluke, and Pitterp still leads the way at the start. Marcel Chinchik falling in behind. Another great start for Kevin Ellis Jr., who could yet make it an Apex Racing team. 1-2, but first needs to get past that Audi R8.
Yeah, like I say, brilliant start there. Did exactly what he needed to do with Jamie Fluke. We head through the S's section, begin our rise up the hill. And I say, I wonder if there might be a switch between these two, between Luke Bennett and Enzo Benito. Put Enzo Benito as high up the order as possible. Put him in position to maybe get himself inside the top 24. But there's going to be big dramas behind between Dane Warren and Sebastian Jobe and Josh Rogers as well.
Yeah, the two Porsche commanders coming together now as Joshua Rogers takes 10th place away. Remember, starting on the back row of the grid, Sebastian Jobe still yet to elevate himself off the bottom. This is going to be a big test here for Sebastian Jobe and Josh Rogers alike. Obviously, after facing that penalty that unfortunately meant that they were chained to the back of the grid at the very start of this race. Obviously, it has put them in a bit of a backwards keel. But now we're seeing Darren McCormack swapping all over the back of Enzo Benito, keen to make the big moves as Sebastian Jobe comes in on the attack.
Yeah, Jobe's just trying to get some points here, but you know, positions we were expecting Dane Warren, Sebastian Jobe and Josh Rogers to be fighting over did not include double digits, 10, 11 and 12 at the moment. Sebastian Jobe remains at the rear of the field despite having the pace, and he knows if he's going to make up any spots in this race, it has to be early because the tyres will go off on that BMW. Looks to the inside going into T1, does not clear Dane Warren, who is able to hold on to 11th position. Huge stuff. But again, do remember that these are effectively running first through 12th of 48 drivers. Don't forget, you know, we've already knocked out 36 of them. These are the final 12 left in it.
He was very candid about the tyre wear issue in our previous race, and obviously that allowed Jamie Fluke to try and cause a few headaches, bring his car up to the forefront. He's right at the forefront this time though, and still leads the way. Look at the gap as well. Beyond 6 tenths, nearly 7 tenths the difference between Chinchik and Jamie Fluke, with Kevin Ellis Jr. still within half a second of Marcel Chinchik at this point. Tell you what, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Apex Racing tonight. Sebastian Jobe looks to open the door, heading down the long back straight, heading through turn 9. They make their way down the straight once again. Heavy braking zone coming up and contacting behind as well as Jobe now looks to force a move as they head in towards that chicane now, wheel to wheel. They remain. Dane Warren now trying to defend the place vehemently here as they look to make their way down the crest. Sebastian Jobe trying to point his car forward, take the aggressive line through the final 2 corners, but can't unsettle here. Can't unsettle Dane Warren just now. He still retains that 11th place. An unbelievable scrap though between 2 great drivers.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. They might all be joined a little bit back here by a certain someone else soon, because I've just had word in my ear. James Baldwin has received a penalty. He must give up 3 positions within the next 3 laps. So he has to give up to Toman, to Rogers and to Warren as well. I think Price might have been one of those. He's got to give up 3 positions anyway after receiving a penalty on that first lap. And you can see visible frustration for him. He's like, what do you mean give up? What do I do? You know, and he's looking to score some very important points. He's not that far above the cutoff.
Yeah, and he's the only representative for the Mercedes outfit as well. Currently sits in 8th place, and has to be said, it hasn't been the best of starts. He has been swarmed up on. Isaac Price has done a great job of holding on to his position in 7th. Darren McCormack in 6th as well, right to the tail of Enzo Benito. And there is Baldwin giving up the places. And now going past him are Toman, Rogers, as well as, well, Isaac Price holding position as well, and Baldwin to the back of the field in P12. That is going to be frustrating.
Yep. That is, like I say, the thing is that the 3 positions probably wouldn't have been a problem if they were all there. He was, I think, was mostly irritated. He had to give up a couple and then give up the big gap. Let's see what Enzo Benito can do. Darren McCormack straight round the outside of the first corner. Oh my goodness, that is beautiful from Darren McCormack. Couple of snaps of oversteer from Enzo Benito as well. And now Isaac Price is knocking at the door of the top 6.
Yeah, showing his brilliance that brought him to be a 3 times race winner this season. Yuri Toman now also looking to try and nestle in some big scores as well. Currently sits 8th place, a position where Toman isn't necessarily used to, but still maintains the record of featuring in every single race throughout this series, which is absolutely unbelievable. Credit to him as well for that, because that just shows the mere consistency level that Toman carries for R8G, and he does carry it with grand honour as well. He is just an absolute statement of a driver at RHE as he looks to now try and grind in against Isaac Price. 8th place, as I said. Josh Rogers right on his tail though, and the complexion could yet change for Rogers should he get himself higher up the order. Of course, this train is quite well, it is quite large. I mean, you can just look at this now. Darren McCormack 1.8 away from Luke Bennett. So this train existing all the way from Piece 5 down to Piece 12. There's Enzo Benito, who is now hunting down Darren McCormack, looking to try and take the place that he lost, but that was a sensational move for McCormack.
Yeah, no, it really was very impressive. Again, he's just looking to score some points. He wanted to take part in the chance of taking a victory here. It does seem as though it might come from Mercedes, but not from Williams. Like we said, we know the Mercs have gone quite well this season, just unfortunately not in the hands of the actual main Mercedes team, but we are seeing it in the hands of the Apex Racing team. They are flying at the moment. I'm sure things are very nervy behind the scenes of the Apex Racing team. Imagine the nails that probably don't exist anymore, and Alex Simpson, of course, you know, team manager of the Apex Racing team squad. He's going to be feeling quite a lot of pressure watching two drivers put on an incredible performance here, but Fluke's getting stronger and stronger, by the way. That gap's grown to 3/4 of a second now. He's checking out from Chinchik.
Yeah, and also Kevin Ellis Jr. still only half a second behind Marcel Chinchik, so sit tight. We could be yet seeing some late drama here in this race. Enzo Benito once again drawing closer to Darren McCormack. Does have that benefit of slipstream here, and McCormack doesn't have that because of course he's 1.9 away from Kevin Ellis Jr. in front, and Bennett is careering obviously onwards and upwards, trying to pivot his way on the tail of McCormack's car as they make their way through the final sector once again. There's Isaac Price in the bottom left. Now I want to say this is such an important race for Price because he came into the semi-final at this point on 24th place, right on the threshold of getting through to Sweden. He needed a big result here tonight in order to try and retain safety. He's definitely taken a big step forward here tonight, Lewis.
Yeah, no, honestly, you know, this is amazing. Kind of actually goes back a little bit to what we were hearing from Eamon Murphy, of course, in the interview that he said, you know, one big round and you can completely change your fortunes in ESL R1. That's kind of what we're seeing from Isaac Price here. You know, maybe being an outsider, maybe to be honest, being a driver that I was like, no, I wouldn't have picked him pre-season to have gone through into the top 24. He is now almost guaranteeing himself being into the top 24. But what have we been talking about all the way through this broadcast is that for someone to go into that top 24, for someone to secure themselves in that top 24, someone else needs to be put into the danger zone. Someone else needs to be knocked out of those transferring to Sweden.
Yeah, and plus also in final rounds, obviously final races of each round, there is extra points on offer in comparison, obviously, to our regular races that we have in the quarterfinal and the semi. So taking a big result here in this very race can very much change your fortunes throughout this championship, as we now take a look at Toman, who's furiously trying to work hard in that Audi R8 here against Isaac Price. Obviously, like we said, positions mean points, and Toman knows that more than anybody. Of course, he would like to win a championship, much like his teammate and counterpart Marcel Chinchik, who currently sits in second here in this classification. As we see the cars come together, Luke Bennett getting closer and closer to the back of Kevin Ellis Jr. now as well, only 3/10 away from that P3 spot. Darren McCormack still doing a wonderful job here at this point too. Should say Benito right on the tail of McCormack at this stage, still half a second separating them. Bennett still drawing away from McCormack here, though that time gap sitting on the threshold of 1.5 seconds.
Certainly so. It's looking comfortable for Fluke to become another winner in ESL R1. We've got a whole list of them, to be perfectly honest. And most importantly is that since we saw that Bennica win a few rounds ago, all of the winners have been new winners to ESL R1. Of course, we've had Nikodem Vishnevsky, we've had Yuri Toman, we've had Kevin Siggy, all becoming new round winners. Jamie Fluke looking to join the list right now and believe become the 10th, if my math is correct. But I'll come back to you on that one.
Well, I tell you what, he of course scored victory back at the Nürburgring in the semi-final, as we alluded to, and I'm sure this one will taste a lot sweeter here, Jamie Fluke, as he looks to try and bring it home. It's not all said and done yet, though. We're still on lap 8 of 12. And many drivers trying to hedge their bets a little bit here as we come in towards the closing stages of this race. Of course, we've got round 8 coming up after this one, and that could yet, or will decide anyway, the team's title. So plenty up for grabs, and obviously the drivers want to try and maximise their points offering in order to best help their teams. And with the gargantuan fight we have on offer, you can't help but look at the battle between Porsche Commander and RHG at the moment, because obviously there's quite a stern teams championship going on, and these two are right in the thick of it.
Yeah, by the way, I'm just going to correct myself. We've had 10 winners. Siggy was the 10th when it comes to final victors. So Jamie Fluke's looking to be the 11th. But yes, whilst that's all happening, like I say, Teams Championship, Porsche Commander, yes, RAG, they're too far down the road. RAG aren't going to get caught by anyone. Porsche Commander are looking to secure second. Redline, though, honestly, with results like this, Redline are coming after him. And we've seen Redline and Coanda go toe-to-toe time and time again in the world of sim racing. And when you consider where Rogers and Warren are, and when you consider where Bennett and Benito are, and when you consider that Warren's about to lose some more points because guess who's coming through? Sebi Jobe marches his way up the order. Yeah, this team's championship for second is not done. It's going to come down to the wire when we go to the final round just next week. That's when the team championship gets wrapped up.
Yeah, what I find unbelievable as well is the fact that Jamie Fluke is still ushering in fastest lap, so he's doing a stellar job here. Yuri Toman now on the back of Isaac Price. So while one G2 car ascends, one comes under threat. Price now trying to hedge his bets here, holding on to 7th place. The gap between him and Enzo Benito sitting in 6/10 of a second, while Toman looks to press the issue. Joshua Rogers also just following suit in behind the Audi R8 LMS as they cruise through the S section now here on lap 9 of 12. Over the crest again, as we see them now pirouette down the hill and heading in towards the middle sector in itself. Toman focused as he is ever, looking to bring home yet more points here for RAG. Of course, they've got Chinchik, as I said, up in 2nd place, but the gap now not coming down that much between Chinchik and Fluke, who is doing an absolutely sterling job of holding the pace up at the front end with that fastest lap to boot as well. This is a very impressive performance here from the Apex Racing Team Mercedes. Kevin Ellis Jr. as well, right in the thick of it. We're seeing him now here in 3rd place, and there he is in the bottom left-hand corner, focused as he's ever been, and looking to bring home yet another big result here for Apex Racing, and he's doing a marvellous job of keeping Luke Bennett behind.
And we've only ever, in all of our time doing this year, when it comes to finals, we've only ever seen one time where a team finished 1st and 2nd in a final. It was round 6 of the spring season. It was Marco Pajic and it was James Baldwin. Kevin Ellis Jr. would dearly love to make that an addition to the list and would like to once again settle the record books by getting himself into 2nd position and putting the Apex Racing Team 1 and 2. Remember how strong they started, getting, was it 3 of the 4 drivers, all 4 drivers? I think it was all 4 actually, into the final back in the first event at Katowice. We were sat there thinking, right, the Apex Racing Team, they're going to be the most consistent team that we've got. Things started to fall apart a little bit for them. They weren't able to piece too many things together. The results weren't coming in thick and fast. Well, this season it's been a different time. They've got 2 more laps to try and hang on, but Marcel Chinchik with his single round victory at the end of last season, he would like another one, and he's closing back in, George.
He certainly is. Chinchik right in behind now. 4/10 of a second is the gap. And remember, Chinchik is a champion. He's a former Munich champion during the Spring Series Major. Managed to bring home the big prize, as well as Toman now looks to try and charge here on Isaac Price. He's only 2/10 away as well. Joshua Rogers still asking questions. Unfortunately down in 9th place now, in behind Toman's car.
Yeah, this is, like I say, big moment at the front of the field. I am not feeling where Fluke's nerves are right now. You know, we saw that watch from Moritz Lerner, what he posted on social media. What was it, 130 odd beats per minute? Yeah, Jamie Fluke, I'm not joking. I'd be surprised if it wasn't pushing about 150, 160 right now. That is some proper cardio heart rate, and I promise you, the level of concentration you're required to keep to behind a wheel of this car, when you've got the pressure of a champion on your shoulders, that heart rate is going through the roof.
It certainly is, and just look at the gaps as well. We saw Kevin Ellis Jr. dropping out to beyond a second earlier on away from Marcel Chinchik, and that just goes to show how much Chinchik is pushing now. He's trying to cause problems for Fluke here in the closing stages of this race. Penultimate lap will come to an end very, very soon, and we'll begin the final lap here of round 7 in the final. Fluke still leads here, with Chinchik now starting to close and trying to usher in as much delta as he can against the Mercedes in front. Fluke, of course, leading this contingent of Apex Racing Team cars, which includes Kevin Ellis Jr., of course brand new to the Mercedes fold this season, given the fact that they swapped cars and are now ushering in a new manufacturer for themselves in order to try and improve results. And I would say, off the face of it, it was an improvement that was much needed as they now make their way around the final corners, certainly here, or certainly the opening of this lap now. On lap 12 of 12, it's Fluke who leads, but Chinchik applying the pressure. He's beyond a second now on Kevin Ellis Jr.
But what was the car that the Apex Racing team gave up? What did they move out of? Yeah, it was the Audi R8 that Marcel Chinchik is hounding them with at the moment. Coming up through the S's, see how much risk Marcel Chinchik took on the exit of the S's there up towards T5. Took way too much curb. The Merc can take the curb, the Audi R8 certainly cannot. And it is bitten him. The gap goes up to 0.6 of a second. I think we're going to see our 11th winner here. It's not going to remain at 10. I don't think Chinchik's going to be able to do it as they come out of T7 onto the back stretch.
Absolutely unbelievable scenes here. Chinchik making a huge mistake, and we saw the look on his face as well, and the frustration still burns here for Marcel Chinchik. He knows what it could have meant if he passed Jamie Fluke as well. Another victory in the box for Marcel Chinchik has just ebbed away, but for Jamie Fluke, who is looking to usher in his first final victory, and certainly to bring it here in great style, here in a brand new circuit at Road Atlanta. He's going to have warm memories of this one. Once again, he's a race winner. It's no fluke for Jamie Fluke. He wins here at Road Atlanta, and in great style as well. Apex Racing Team celebrating a 1-3 with this man and the head honcho of it all, Jamie Fluke. What a result. I tell you what, intensity, you could say that again, but he held it together. A special qualifying lap